So intro, we need one. Hey everybody, this is Alcy Sprocket here, and we are back in our Total War Rome Remastered playthrough as Spain. Remember, we're doing a short campaign, trying to take over not only a decent part of the world, but also wiping out the Carthaginians. So, if you remember last time, we took over Numantia here. We had a short-lived alliance with Carthage, and we started to eat into Gaul itself. And we have taken Neuromartius. The Gauls, meanwhile, have not managed to take Lugdunum. They've got a pretty small force taking it, but they're probably going to be able to do it. And Massilia is looking pretty weak, all things considered. The other things I've realized is that Carthage has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settlements left. And from my best guess, if I look at the diplomacy view real quick, if I go over to diplomatic standing, Carthage, yes, they still have all 5 of those territories. Now, I can only assume that Numidia's gotta be coming up at some point over here. I've seen recently in a couple of playthroughs, Numidia's been taking Carthage pretty reliably. So, you know, that's something to keep an eye out for. But yeah, one thing that I think we need to get started with today is obviously taking some of these more valuable territories in Gaul. Maybe making peace with them and turning onto the Carthaginians. Because all we need is 15 territories for the short campaign victory. And we already have 6 here. So we're 2/5 of the way there. Now, Massilia would make 7, Lugdunum 8. This one down here, Corduba 9. Palma 10. Carolus 11. Carthage 12. Thapsus 13. Lilybaeum 14. And then any other territory 15. Technically, that would work, but I don't think that's gonna be our best bet. I don't think we're really gonna be able to go against Carthage in any real meaningful way down in these 4 territories. Like, yeah, I don't think... We're definitely not gonna get Lilybaeum. I doubt we're gonna be able to take Thapsus or Carthage, and Carolus is a bit of a wild card. But let's not worry about that. We've brought our army together under the control of Viriathus. He's got quite a few guys here. And Neuromartius is okay without them hanging around. I am going to bring that unit of barbarian mercenaries back into the town and break them down, however, because that's more population. Neuromartius needs to reach 2,000 in order to be upgraded. And that sounds like something we should work on. Now, we have about 5,000 denarii left, so it is time to build some more buildings. Number 1, I noticed down here in Numantia, we hadn't established a main religion yet. So, here is the way I'm looking at things as far as our Spanish war machine goes. Because right now, Spain is where we're going to be producing the majority of our troops. Troops are going to come from Asturica, Scalabus, Numantia, Osca, and Carthago Nova, all the way north to our campaigns up here, or south down here. Now, for the most part, these 3 cities are going to be more in the forefront of things, whereas everything from these 2, and sometimes Numantia, is going to have to either travel down here, or through this mountain pass especially. So everything's basically passing through, these 2 are passing through Numantia and Carthage, Osca, all the time. Which means we want the religions to complement each other. So, for instance, over here in Scalabus, Shrine to Essus and Asturica, same deal, Shrine to Essus. Means we can produce the unique troops here without any issue. And yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Because I slept on a very valuable unit last time I talked about this. Let's talk about Naked Fanatics. I totally forgot these guys existed, so I completely forgot to mention them last time. Now, these guys don't initially look all that great. You know, defense 7, armor 0, defense skill 2. They are not very well armored. However, they've got Warcry, they're experts at hiding, combat bonus in Woods of Snow, good morale, good stamina. Morale 10 and melee attack 13 is very good. Morale 10 is like unheard of in most of the units that we're facing and training right now. The thing about Naked Fanatics is, and about Rome, is that for the most part, things that are unbreakable, like in the Warhammer, Total War Warhammer games, aren't really a thing. So high morale units are valuable because nothing can stand forever, but some things can stand for quite a while taking hits. And that is where our Naked Fanatics would come in. They have very good morale, which means these guys, we can put them on one flank and then know that that flank is going to be held one way or another until the other flank can wrap around on it. That's a strategy that we're going to have to be employing as Spain. I think that's our best bet. But we'll be seeing that later on, so no need to get too focused on it right now. The big thing is, we need to recognize that that's one of the main troops that this settlement will be training. Which means we need to take a look. So Naked Fanatics are considered heavy infantry, and so are Bull Warriors. Which means they won't get the benefits of upgrading light weapons at Tutatis, which is important to keep in mind. Now, as for other things, Peltis, Skirmishers and Skirmishers and Slingers, sorry, are both, they're light weapons, but not necessarily thrown weapons. So they'd be better in melee, but not necessarily in, their ranged weapons wouldn't be better. Which means Tutatis is not necessarily a great choice for them either. Abnoba is a much better choice for them. And then our cavalry doesn't really get a benefit from any of that. So then we look at our infantry. Scrutarii and our Bearn infantry are both light infantry. Which means they want to be trained in a city with a Circle of Tutatis. Do we have one of those over here? No. Which means, once this trader is done, I'm going to be building a shrine to Tutatis down here in Carthago Nova. Now, up here in Osca, this is a bit of a tricky one, because it already has Tutatis. Okay. Never mind then. We have a shrine to Tutatis up there. In that case, we're going to build a shrine of Abnoba down here in Carthago Nova. And we're going to focus on training missile troops here. So they're going to be automatically upgraded here. Then light troops are going to be upgraded here in Osca, which means in Numantia, we want to build Epona. Because Epona, if I remember correctly, yes, that one is just a straight +3 to experience trained. The units trained there. Which means anything here, regardless of what it is, when it reaches Numantia, can be retrained for a free, eventually +3 to their experience, which is huge in Rome. And that basically means for Scalibus and Asturica, they can train a little bit of anything, but they're going to be best at Naked Fanatics and Bull Warriors. Now, Osca unfortunately can't build anything else. This is an issue. We need Osca to be growing to 2,000 people as soon as we can, because it is going to become an important city as far as our war machine goes. In the meantime, though, Asturica can do with building a new building. We have 4,500 denarii, so let's get a mines up there. And down here in Scalibus, we can actually train our first... We can build our first Sacred Grove of Essus. So let's do that right away. Which will, of course, improve things down there as well. We can also bump up taxes on Asturica and Numantia. Unless Asturica... Nope. That's good, and that's good. Awesome. The Carthago Nova is fine. Osca is super duper happy. We're going to actually lower their taxes a little bit to normal tax rate. That way, we're getting a plus 3.5% growth per turn. which should hopefully allow it to reach 2,000 men nice and quick. Now, one more thing I realized I can do. Yes, there are barbarian mercenaries out here. Recruit those, and break them down. And that brings us up to 1975, which means next turn they're basically guaranteed to reach 2,000 troops. 2,000 citizens. Now we could spend the rest of our money on some Spanish mercs or Balearic slingers to do the same thing, but I'm gonna save my money. And actually, because we did that, we can bump it back up to high taxes. 2.5% should still be enough. Let me just do a little bit of quick math. Yes, that is just enough. That we get like 50 population per turn with plus 2.5%. And a little under 2,000 people there. So that's good. And then here in Narbo Martius, we also cannot build anything new. And it has a shrine to Abnova. We might tear that down. Yeah, in fact, that would be good to tear down for a shrine to Epsis, right? Epona. Yeah, because better missile weapons we don't really need. Yeah, so tear that down and build a new shrine. To Epona. Perfect. And then that is this turn done. A little bit of a long intro to that turn that we were already halfway through, but oh well. On to the next one. Now I can't help but notice how many troops Carthage is bringing together here. Got 2, 3... Of course, that's only what? Yeah, town militia. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 troops that they can bring together. Almost half a stack in our territory. Osca expands. Carthage and the Julii are at war, which is useful for us. And the Greek cities in Pontus are allies. That won't last. We have a new family member, and Egypt is now the largest faction. Which is fair. We didn't deserve to have the largest faction in the first place. Alright. With the army brought together, our spy can... Okay, let's think about this. Looks like they tried to assault Lugdunum previously. We can't quite reach them. Which makes me think moving here is the best option.
Ambush in place.
We're ready to ambush them in case anyone tries to get through here. Do you want to sneak into Massilia or stay where you are, my good friend? That is a great question.
Orders.
Ambon, start making your way back up to them.
Move. Orders.
You'll join up with them to, you know, really build our host together. Osca can go ahead and build this, the Warlord's Hold, because it is of huge importance to us. I almost said it is of hugely importance, so that was good. Yeah. In the Carthago Nova, you guys build the Shrine to Abnova, which will make you happier and make things easier to tax down there. Now, Segavax, our good diplomat man. Find Segestica. Let's offer them trade, which they should do. And will you do maps for maps?
A most generous
Yes.
proposal.
Awesome. So, we now see that, yeah, the Romans, the Julii, have actually taken Carolus off of the Carthaginians. They have these 3 territories up here, plus this one down here. So, not bad for the first Roman family we run into. But we want to be making our way further down here.
Yes, my lord.
Ooh. Well, isn't this site convenient? Oh, he's a merchant. Never mind. We can't do anything with him.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Out of moves.
There we go. Now, our army can't really make it anywhere else this turn.
General.
Which is, I guess that's fine. Do we need to keep eyes on Massilia? I don't think so. So, we're going to move you up to Gordorin. You have a 100% chance to succeed, which is good. What do they bring into the party? Some druids, some warbands, very badly weakened stuff here, and then 2 generals. Both of them are actually just generals rather than faction leaders or anything like that, which is interesting. And then that's fine for this turn from you guys. In which case, let's look at buildings. Ozka just started building that. Carthago Nova is all set there. Numantia. You guys start building. Let's see. You guys getting a blacksmith would not be a bad idea, actually. Actually, you could also build your Sacred Grove this turn. So why don't you do that first? And then as far as training troops goes, let's see. Numantia may as well retrain all of these guys and get us some more Iberian infantry on the field. Not that it's any good, but we may as well have it. Pretty quiet for that turn. Nothing else we can really build. Ambin, you actually have something you can do. Something of huge importance. You can train barbarian mercenaries and break them down. 1748. And then we can afford one more group of them and break them down. Brings us up to 1868. 4.5%. 1868. 1868 times 1.045. 1952. If I lower that to that, 1868. Does this predict it for me next turn? No, it doesn't. Times 1.05 doesn't get us there anyway. So bringing it back up to normal is fine. Yeah, because that's a pretty big difference in money. So yeah. And that's our turn. On to the next one. Carthage is marching north, which is good to see. I'm assuming that instead of, you know, attacking us, they took Lugdunum. And they've besieged one of our ports. Darn you. Still, we're making pretty good money. Yeah, I'm guessing the Carthaginians are planning on marching through to the Julii up here, which makes sense, rather than attacking Asuka. Turncoat. Ambin. You betrayed us. What? You were bought out by the Gauls? You traitorous punk. You're one of our children, aren't you? Aren't you one of our children? How could you do this? Right, we're taking down your new friends. Don't like your new friends. We're besieging them with our murder stack.
Attack! Besieging settlement! Besieging settlement!
We'll take that right off of you and kill 2 of your generals. I can't believe that. Ambin. You traitor.
Sir.
Ah, oh, that hurts.
At once. At once.
You dare call yourself a Spaniard.
I will talk to them.
Hello. Guess what? The Gauls are annoying us.
Proposal.
Do you want to be friends instead?
Regretfully, we must decline.
Oh. They won't do maps, unfortunately. Which is a shame. Maybe the Scipii are willing to. Oh, I can't believe that. You would think you know someone. Whose son is that? Whose son? Whose son just betrayed us? Tell me. Ah. It was poor Caronius' son. Caronius, your son has betrayed us to become a filthy Gaul. I can't believe it. These are dark days. Oh well. I guess we'll just have to kill him later on. That's gonna be awkward at the reunion. Well then. We might as well train, we might as well build a tavern over here, because taverns are nice these days. And we can train our first unit of naked fanatics. They take 2 turns, which is a bit of a shame, but still, not too shabby. And then over here in Asturica, which is regrettably under, its port is under siege. But hopefully we can get that fixed in a little bit. You might as well train your Sacred Grove of Essus as well. You're training your fanatics. Can you guys train anything up here, like a merchant? We have diplomats, not merchants yet. Okay. Osca's all set. Carthago Nova's all set. Now Romardius is as set as we can make it. And then that should definitely be able to reach that 2,000 this next turn. So let's end our turn. Ambon the traitor is heading off into the north of Gaul. Good. We don't want to see you ever again. And Narbo Mardius expands. Perfect. Go ahead and start building the new hall right away. And complete some more things there, made some more money. And they're no longer besieging the port, which is great news. Alright, in that case,
Yes.
let's hop in right away and attack Lugdunum. Now, this isn't going to necessarily be the easiest fight in the world, but a lot of their infantry is pretty weak. Yeah, a lot of their stuff's down to half strength. Once these 2 guys are dead, that is 2 of their generals dead, which is pretty big. And we can snipe quite a bit of it right away with our slingers and stuff, so let's get in there.
This is a day for the songs. The bards will tell tales of our bravery that will be written in the blood of our foes. And remember this above all, our forefathers watch from the afterlife. Make sure they are not ashamed.
There we are. Nice short little speech. And we'll have this group of guys with the ram go first. You guys can leave. Nope, nope. We want you guys to go in there. And we need you guys to drop the ram for now. Leave it. No. We want to group all of our Scrutarii together. And then all of our skirmishers come together right there. Nope. A little further down here. There we go. And now we have a whole bunch of round shields, a whole bunch of skirmishers, and a whole bunch of Scrutarii ready for battle. And now we just gotta put them in formation. Let's see. The other 2 Scrutarii, we'll have them flank right here. Skirmishers. Why don't you guys stand right about there? And then cavalry, we'll put the heavy cav in the next line. And the round shields behind them.
Make haste!
There we go. Now, the one thing to keep an eye out for is that the, where are they? The Skirmisher Warband are going to be able to put a little bit of fire on our Scutarii with the ram. So we want to try and avoid that as best we can. But there we go, approach like that. And we can actually afford to thin this line out a little bit. There. That should be out of range of both towers. And that's all we need to bring up for now. Go into speed mode so they can approach. And now that they're here, the druids are right there. Perfect target. Druids are a great unit for buffing your guys. Not so good when they're getting shot at, because there's only 30 of them. Yeah, they don't like getting shot, as it turns out. It's a good thing they're running in front of all our skirmishers, though. Oh. What are you guys getting hit from? This unit lost a couple of skirmishes. I think they got friendly fired. Nope. We got others. The skirmisher warbands right there. That's why. We lost a couple of skirmishers, but that's perfectly fine. Acceptable losses. Anyone else want to get into?
The enemy gate with the ram.
What's this little migration here? Oh. Let them shoot at these guys real quick. Give them the skirmishing. There we go. That's a whole lot of warbands down. Love to see. Oh yes, come back. Come back into skirmisher fire.
The gate is broken. Your warriors have done brave work with the battering ram.
Gates are down. That means we can take our Scutarii, back them out of the way. Yeah, come back to here, guys. And then skirmishers, you guys can actually rearrange yourselves right here or so. And take better advantage of that open gate. There we go. Are they coming forward at all? Apparently not. In that case, you guys back off to this side. Let's bring the heavy cav up. Bring our faction leader and our faction heir up, as well as this damage unit of round shields. This warband's coming into range again. Give them the business. Their shields are going to protect them a little bit, but... Oh, with the gate open like this, these skirmishers have a perfect shot at these guys. Yeah, right in the face. They're not going to stand to that. Yeah, this one guy left. Yeah, he's down. We got the skirmisher warband right there. Cav is here. Get our cav to come marching into the city. They'll have a little bit of trouble with the gates, but where it's cavalry, they move fast enough that there shouldn't be too much of a blockade at the gates. This is something I saw people complaining about a lot, that the AI still wasn't very good at figuring out doors. It is definitely better. Like, any sort of clog that's happening is happening kind of back here because they're arranging themselves better. They used to like get stuck in the actual doorway. That's no longer as much of a thing that I've noticed. Or if it is, I've learned to adapt and survive. Got 6 druids remaining. Oh, and they're sending up the first... Oh no, that's just the barbarian cavalry. Well... Are they gonna push us? No, they're not. In which case, bring the cav back here so they're out of skirmisher range. And just watch and wait as skirmishers start to tear them apart. That being said, this unit's actually out of ammo, so... bring up the skirmishers that can still shoot. Take out those guys. And send the heavy cav in against the light cav. And round shields to assist. Take out those druids. You guys all back up to here. And then send the round shields in after the druids to finish them off. Let's see. Which of these skirmishers still have ammo left? You four. Do you have ammo? Or are you totally out? You're totally out. So you two, go ahead here. You're the two depleted ones. Put you at the end. Back off. Back off, General. Viriathus, we don't need you to commit to their entire army. As impressive as it is that you just want to get in there. And then head for the Skirmisher Warband, now that they're a pretty good range away from the center. They've got the first Warlord coming in pretty soon. Should be able to break that into nothing pretty quick. Yeah, back right up. The Skirmisher Warbands are down, which is perfect news. Bring the cav back to here. They're gonna send like this one remaining barbarian cav forward, these druids back. They're sending the dregs at us again. Meaning that all that's really left is the warbands at the center and the two generals. Which are still gonna be a bit of an issue, but we can deal with them. You guys... Oh, you fired anyway. Gosh darn it, guys. Send in the round shields to mop some stuff up. Oh, be careful, round shields. The general's looking like it wants to get into position. Still, druids, they won't stand up to a full unit of cav. Or they should. Yeah, they're broken. Wipe out the druids. There we go. They're not getting any more buffs off of them. Skirmishers are piling in. Bring the Secretary up to the second line there. And let's see. Those skirmishers have spent all their ammo. No need for them to get committed or anything. Let's bring one more unit of round shields and the other two generals up into the city itself. And then go ahead and speed things along in a second. But first, turn these guys off fire at will so they don't waste any ammo. And let's finish off this barbarian cav if we can. Nope. They're baiting us pretty well. Which is, they're trying to get the round shields engaged with this barbarian cav so they can get the generals in there, but did not work for them. Now all that's left is are these round shields back here and the skirmishers that have depleted ammunition. Wait for the rest of the stuff to enter the city. Alright. With that, we can go ahead and bring the 3 Scrutari up to hold a main line here. We can put our skirmishers behind them. Theoretically. There we go. Don't shoot your friends in the back, and it'll be fine. Now, cavalry. Can I get you guys to do this? Pull off a pretty good flank here. Send the round shields there too. This weakened unit of round shields, get them in front. And then these two generals can hold back here. Yeah, because this is like 100. This is 100 heavy cav and 50 light cav right here. So they're not. Even if they throw both of their generals at this, they're not breaking this. Let's get through one at a time. No, I need you guys to... It's a bit tricky, but you can get them through this little area here. Let's see if they're going to be able to pull it off. No. There we go. Yeah. Pull through to there. And then turn all of you guys off of fire at will for now. Bring the round shields up a little bit. The generals, our guys are moving up a little bit, which is great. No, I want you to do that. Hit the barbarian cav if you can. Take them out. Perfect. Pull back. Now these guys can go back on fire at will. Yes. Bait them. Bait them with a light cav. Oh, they're going in. Flank them with that. A whole mob of cav like that is probably gonna win it for us. Because they've made a very foolish mistake. Admittedly, they are charging Variathus's cav right now, which is a bit of an issue. But he's got so much backup right here, and this unit of round shields right here is gonna help him win the day. So our king is gonna take a bit of a knock, but he'll probably be fine. There we go. Go back into this. Let's see the damage. They're getting their other one involved. That charge is going to do a lot for them, but it hit the round shields. That's what they're here for, is to take a hit for our generals. We got one of them. That's their warlord down. And we took down the other one too. And that warlord's going to be torn apart in a second. Yeah, and all it costs us is a bit of round shield. Perfect. You guys fall back to there. You did a great job. No. This is... Sometimes they'll do this. This is a bit risky, because they could have charged us there, but luckily they didn't. Anyways. Go ahead and bring our Scutarii up to there. The skirmishers to follow right behind. Put our cavalry here on that flank. And you guys... And we can just put Variathus on his own over on this flank. Variathus is getting a bit old, so if he dies in battle, it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh! We got indirect fire coming in on those warbands. We should bait them into an attack with that. You guys get involved with them. You guys get involved with them. They're routing. Alright, here's what we want to do. Everything... Okay, well, like, all the important things that shoot. Everything with ammunition remaining, stop shooting. And just get involved with everything. And we still have these round shields back here. Don't forget about them. They can just eat through these warbands here. Who is still firing? Someone is still throwing projectiles. I see that. It's taking them a little bit to eat through them. But at this point, I'm being a bit lazy. I should back off and let my infantry take another brunt of the attack. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do. Cav.
Your leader is dead. His body lies on the battlefield.
Well,
his soul is with his brave ancestors.
that was a bit dumb. But like I said, Variothis is very old at this point, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's send in his cavalry, because at this point, why not? Yeah, unfortunately you lose the general's bodyguard when your leader dies, which is unfortunate, but yeah, that was foolish of me. Our faction leader died, but he was old. He was 66. He was probably going to die next turn, to be totally honest. It's a shame I couldn't get his retinue off of him. I don't know, I can't remember what he had left, but... And that unfortunately puts our family members down to 3, which is not very good. But these last guys should be finished off pretty quickly in his honor. Yeah, only 4 of them left. Down to 2, 1 left, and he's down.
Victory is the reward of warriors. Great victories like this go only to the best.
I got an achievement for that, so that's cool. I'm assuming that's for having my faction leader die in a battle. Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but what are you gonna do, eh? Lugdunum falls to us.